ladies, Miniso here, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a KADS inspired nail art. So these are all the products I'll be using. Yes, there's lots of different polishes there. And I'll also be using a KADS stamping plate. So I did actually get the inspiration from a post that they put up on Instagram with a design done with this plate. So I've tried to recreate it as close as I could. It's a really beautiful plate and I bought it for this particular image that I'm going to be using today. So I do actually have a direct link for you down below in the description box if you're looking to buy things from KADS. So I'll just leave the link for the store. So I'm going to be stamping this image here in white. So that's it there, and I do actually make it into a decal, so I'm just going to be popping on a clear top coat. So this is not a fast drying top coat or anything like that. You don't have to do this step, it's not necessary, but I prefer to when I'm making decals. So I'm just going to pop on a coat of the light blue colour on all of my nails. Just while that decal's drying, I sort of do steps sort of backwards and forwards, just trying to utilise my time as best I can. So that's going to dry in the meantime, and I thought then I'll work on the decals. So what I'm going to be doing is filling in the flowers and also the boat in some different colours. So I've got three sort of similar toned polishes here. Sort of went through all my different polish and stamp polish collection and tried to find colours that I found, you know, to be as close as possible to the ones that they used on the original design. So I'm just going to continue to add colour to those flowers. Now these two colours I used actually ended up being really similar to each other, and I really wished I'd thought of a different colour or used a different colour in the centre, but anyway, I'm still happy with how it turned out. Then I'm going to be using this sort of darker periwinkle shade of blue on the boat, and this really makes it pop. I was so pleased with how this actually turned out in the end, and I ended up wearing this design for quite a few days. I actually went away for a few days with my family, and I wore this many and had so many people noticing it because of the quite vibrant colours that I used. You'll see at the end how it all turned out. But I'm just going to continue to add the polishes to the flowers, and I'm actually making a few others off camera. You'll see them together, the grouping of them, and this is just so I have sort of a continuation of the actual image across the nails. So that's this one finished, so we'll actually pop them aside to dry, and then you'll see all the other ones that I've made. I've actually done a couple of them which have just got single flowers on them too. So I'm going to be doing a gradient base, and I'm going to be using three of the other polishes that I haven't used so far. I've done that lightest blue colour on my nails already. You can do white if you prefer as a base, just whatever you use as a base, just allow it to fully dry before going ahead and adding your gradient colours. Now these did end up being quite sheer, so I think I went over them probably about 3 to 4 times just to get the opacity that I was looking for. It does take time to do gradients. It's not a fast thing to do, but once you get onto a bit of a roll, it's actually not too bad. Be sure to wear some sort of latex or some sort of protection around the outside of your nails, only because you do end up making quite a bit of a mess there, and you'll be spending days otherwise just cleaning it up. So definitely advisable. If you've got an allergy to latex, there are other non-latex products out there. So I'm also going to be adding a little bit of these two green polishes together on the tips of the nails. I found that the green polish, it was actually a stamping polish, was just sort of too dark on its own, so I've kind of mixed it in with the lighter green there just to try and get the effect that I was looking for. I've realised I actually haven't got a lot of green polish. Well, I have got green polishes, but not the shade I was kind of looking for, and it was either too light, too dark, or too olivey. So yeah, I've sort of ended up going with this kind of forest green, but then watering it down. So I've peeled off my liquid latex, and I'm just going to clean around the nails with the polish remover and a brush. So the decals have actually had a chance to dry, and so have my nails. And this is what the decals looking like. and just be sure to handle them quite carefully. I mean, they are still quite pliable. You know, I just find that they are really delicate at this stage, so I'm just sort of working really slowly. So what I'm doing is I'm just sort of positioning on the nail and then just getting out as many creases or whatever as I can and get it as flat as possible. And then I'm just going to be cutting off the excess. So you sort of think I'm doing surgery or something here, because I'm just taking so long to do it, but I didn't want to cut it too short and spoil the whole design, because it kind of already stuck to my nail at this stage and I wasn't going to be able to peel it off. Then I'm going to be using the rest of it just sort of along the nail here. You can see what I'm doing, and just sort of placing it carefully, getting it in position, patting it down, and then again trimming off the extra bits there. Just work slowly. You know, if you don't feel like cutting it, you can actually just use like a orange wood stick or a cuticle pusher or something like that, just to take off the excess, but you probably will spoil the rest of the decal, and you'll have to make even more than what I did to get enough for both hands, because you know, obviously I do wear the design on both hands, and yeah, that's why I made so many little bits and pieces there, just so that you know, I wouldn't run out basically of bits and pieces when I was, you know, completing both the hands. So now that I've done all the decals on the hands and they've sort of all stuck down nicely, I'm just going around the edges with a little bit of polish remover in my brush, and this kind of further helps stick the decal to the nail, just any bits that might be lifted or whatever on the edges. And then I'm going in with a coat of Seche Vite. So I actually did do 2 coats of Seche Vite for this one. Just did the second one off camera, and you sort of get the idea of what I'm doing here, but this kind of smooths everything out and blends that decal in seamlessly, so you won't be able to see where it's been popped onto the nail. And then this is the finished design here. So I really like this one. The colours were so vibrant, something quite different from what I've done before, but I definitely will be visiting this colour selection again one day, I'm sure. And let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do you like the design? Is it something you'd wear? Have you got any KADS stamping plates? I really like them. You know, I've got quite a few of them now. I just need to get around to using them more often. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is free to do so. And I'm also on Instagram. You'll find my direct link for me down below. And apart from that, thanks for stopping by, ladies. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are. Bye for now.